After a long hiatus, the triple pack returns with rumors of Darksiders 3, news of Nintendo looking for new ways to play with Switch, and Bethesda providing a Wolfenstein 2 update. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and let's get right into it. The first is a rumor about Darksiders 3 and Biomutant. Now, this was spotted by Twitter user Pixelpar, and he found that in the listings for THQ Nordic's 2 titles, there is a missing art number. Now, these art numbers would be referencing the box arts for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And if you look, there is a gap. For Darksiders, it's 55, 56, no 57, and then 58. For Biomutant, it's 50, 51, no 52, and then 53. So the supposition here is, hey, maybe these 2 games are coming to Switch. There doesn't seem to be another likely console or platform that it would be put forth. Gabe, you had mentioned that maybe it's a collector's edition, though?
Yeah, I mean, because if there is a collector's edition with like a steelbook or something like that, or just a different box art, that could probably be a reason for why this is happening. Of course, this is all speculation, but it is an interesting thought nonetheless.
I do want to note that the number is not additive, it's in between, so that leads me to believe it's part of this set rather than something distinctly different like a steelbook or a collector's edition. So personally, I feel like this is actually a pretty strong rumor here. Now, we don't have release dates for either of these games. They're supposedly not talking much about them at E3.
Because they got to watch soccer, Zach.
They got to watch soccer, so not quite sure when we'll hear more. But I think that this tier of game would be, one, it's just interesting for games in general to have sort of the mid-tier, the AA game. I miss those, and I would love to play Darksiders on Switch, and Biomutant, from what I saw in trailers and gameplay, looks to be intriguing as well, so they would be 2 good gets. We'll keep our eyes and ears on this one and see what we get. But next up, Nintendo is making moves to add more creative modalities to the Switch. They have partnered with Scrum Ventures to find companies tinkering with new ways to play or use the hybrid. So Scrum is being tasked with looking for new Switch tools from startups, universities, companies, etc., and they are looking for not just hardware but also software ideas, except games. They're not looking for new game pitches. Obviously, Nintendo gets those all the time. This is more along the lines of Labo. Obviously, Nintendo is very interested in utilizing the Switch in ways other than just pressing A and B and moving the joysticks. So Scrum is apparently evaluating how advanced the technology is, how creative the technology is, and the goal is to develop technology collaborations that surprise and delight users. Gabe, are you surprised and delighted by Labo?
I am both surprised and delighted by it. Yeah, I would say so.
Good. So they're looking for more things in that vein. What's really appealing to this, or about this to me, is that Nintendo is traditionally so locked down, and we've seen them obviously open up to indies and open up to third parties, and now they're opening the platform as a whole to startups and universities and saying, hey, if you can come up with something crazy and cool for the Switch, we're about it. And I think that's a really great mind shift for Nintendo, and hopefully it yields results. It is also odd that they are so about that, I guess, and maybe it's just a Nintendo thing, but that they're continuing to look for like alternative, unique, non-game traditional ways to play and use Switch.
Yeah, and they're looking in the weirdest places, but hopefully something fruitful and fun comes out of this.
Yeah, it would be really cool. And, these things don't have to ever yield anything, but it is good that Nintendo is at least putting the feelers out. The third and final piece for this triple pack is from Bethesda. They were asked about DLC coming to Wolfenstein 2. We know there's been a number of packs released for the other platforms, but they're saying, hey, right now we have no news on DLC. Us and Panic Button are still working real hard on polishing the base game and optimizing it so that the campaign is as rare and ready to go as possible. Now, I read this as a launch date being a little bit farther off than maybe we thought. It was playable at PAX East, but it sounds like they still have quite a bit of work to do on the game. No date or even window has been given for Wolfenstein 2. I initially expected it to be out first half of 2018. Now it sure seems like it is back half of 2018.
I don't think that it necessarily even means that. I mean, they're optimizing the game. They could be in the home stretch of that. I don't know if we should read that much into it, but the maybe no DLC part is a little bit of a bummer. Yeah, this is a tough one to really gauge. Like you said, though, there is like a likelihood that this game doesn't come out until the later half of the year.
Right. And I mean, ultimately, a better optimized version is what we want, rather than something that is kind of, has frame issues and things falling through the cracks. It does make me wonder what Bethesda's plans are, if any, for the rest of 2018. We know that they are heavily supporting the Switch and that they have their own conference at E3. So will they be loading up the second half with multiple titles? Who knows? I mean, like you said, Gabe, Wolfenstein could get a surprise drop and all of a sudden, hey, it's out June 28th or something of that sort. But hey, at least they are hard at work on making sure it is the best optimized version possible. And like we made a video on, it looks pretty darn good. So we cannot complain. Let us know your take in the comments down below. How you feel about Darksiders 3 and Biomutant possibly coming to Switch, given Pixelpar's rumor. What you think about Scrum Ventures exploring new ways to enjoy and play the Switch. And if you read into this Bethesda news about them continuing to optimize and polish the base game for Wolfenstein 2. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and its games. We will bring it your way. Follow us on Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And for myself and Gabe, have a fantastic day. Switch Force out.